Hi, and welcome to another short video tutorial. This time we are looking at how to go about launching Xplane for the first time after you've installed it, following on from the last tutorial. So let's navigate to where you've installed Xplane. In my case, it's on this drive, and then the root directory here. If you've installed via Steam, you will have to navigate to your Steam library and find Xplane in there. Once you've found the Xplane directory, go to the Xplane executable and right-click on it, choose Properties, go to Compatibility, and make sure it's set to run this program as an administrator. If it's grayed out, as it is here, choose Change Settings for all users, and then make sure the Run this program as an administrator box is ticked. Choose OK, and OK again. I'm now going to make a desktop shortcut. If you don't do that, that's fine. But this symbol here shows that it is ready to run automatically as administrator, which will make a difference in the future. Now I'm going to go ahead and right-click again on the executable and do pin to start and pin to taskbar, just for convenience. Close this window. Now we'll go ahead and launch Xplane. It will load in full screen mode to start with. Okay, so here we have the beginning of the tutorial, but I will go ahead and click skip and go to the main menu. From here, I will go to Settings, Graphics, move to where it shows Full Screen Simulator, and in the drop-down box that will appear, select Windowed Simulator. Now I can maximize the window and still access other applications outside that will become useful when we start using the simulator. I will configure the graphics options before long, but first let's have a look at some of the other options under General. So the first thing I want to do is increase my flight models per frame up to 6. Your mileage may vary, so to speak. You might find that 2 is okay, you might want to go all the way up to 10. But somewhere like 6 seems reasonable to me, and it just means that in between each frame the CPU is doing more calculations about how the aircraft should be flying, so it can result in more realistic performance. I don't always have the expertise to run with the hypoxia effects turned on, so I will turn off Simulate Blackout, Redout and Hypoxia effects. So then I'll go ahead and click Done, which brings us back to the main menu. And from there, I'll go to Flight School, Xplane Basics, which will ask me about my hardware configuration. I will go ahead and open the joystick calibration screen. For each device in the list, you will need to calibrate your axes. Your own hardware should be shown in this list. I will start with the pedals, so I'll click Calibrate Now, move the left toe brake a couple of times, move the right toe brake a couple of times, and then move the yaw axis backwards and forwards a couple of times. And then I'll hit Next, take my feet off the pedals altogether, hit Next again. And now the pedals are configured. I will then move down to the throttle and choose Calibrate to move the throttle axis forward and back. That's all the axes move through their entire range of motion. So I'll click Next and then Next again. and finish. And finally move on to my joystick and calibrate now. Backwards and forwards, and again, and left and right, and again. Take my hand off it and click next, next again. And the configuration is complete. So now I will go ahead and hit done and click again on the scenario to load it. Now it wants me to move my joystick to the left or right, so I'll do that. Now it wants me to control the pitch, so I'll pull back to raise the nose, and push down to lower it. So I'll increase the throttle all the way to full power. And decrease the throttle back down again. All the way to idle. Now we're going to change our view by using Shift F4. And then go back to the cockpit. Okay, we're done with the basic tutorial, and let's go back to the main menu. So that gets X-Plane up and running, and then you are free to experiment if you wish, or there will be more guides forthcoming about how to get more out of X-Plane now you have it configured. Thanks for listening and watching, and I hope that was helpful to someone.